So in our previous update, we actually look at the challenges for first-time homeowners when the prices are surging and the competition was actually very fierce. So drawing the data from Q4 2023 and Q1 of 2024, and today we are going to be very excited to actually present to you the latest figures from Q4 2024 and Q1 of 2025, and which is the most updated version. And whenever there's other latest updates, I will also use this channel to send to everybody. So remember to subscribe to this channel and like the video so that you can continue watching us and getting all these updates. Alright, so the what are the evolving trends that we are looking at, especially for first-time buyers and sellers looking to upgrade? So we're going to dive in and see how the market changing dynamics might work to your advantage. Alright, so let us look at some data and comparative analysis first. So for the Q4 2024 figures, the HDB index actually recorded about 197.9. So this marks a 22.6% increase from the previous quarter. And moving forward to Q1 2025, the numbers actually climbed to a further 201. So which is a 1.6% increase from Q4 2024. So it's on the upward trend, as we can see from the numbers. Meanwhile, the transaction volume for Q1 2025 also rose modestly by only about 2.6%, and in total we have approximately about 6,590 transactions recorded. So let us compare this to the previous data that we have and previous video that we have already done. So in Q1 2024, the price increase was maybe about 1.8% higher than the transaction volumes, reflecting there's actually fierce competition. So the current slowdown to 1.6% increase actually suggests that while the market is still upward trending, the price growth has already been moderating, and the buyer sentiment is starting to become a little bit more cautious. And this is very real because on the ground, we are sensing a little bit of the uncertainty from the marketplace. Buyers are not as bullish of their offers on the real offer transactions. So this is what we're experiencing on the ground at the moment. So what does this spell for some of the homeowners or first-time buyers out there? With this, number one, with this easing of competition, the pressure is getting lesser. So we are seeing that the rate of increase from 1.8% to 1.6%. This actually indicates that buyers are now finally feeling a slight relief, right? Even though the market still remains competitive. So this also will allow maybe some of the sellers to be more realistic in terms of their pricing and to start adjusting their selling price if they really have a need to sell those property. All right, so I believe for buyers will definitely see a more optimal entry point as we move forward, because the price escalation now eases and you are open yourself up for better negotiation and planning. The second trend that we are seeing is because there's a lot more BTO flats coming into play, and this is something that we have already been speaking about the HDB market since 2023, 2024, because of the influx of BTOs coming into play, and they are going to be released hard and fast. This is an alternative pathway that could also ease off the pressure on the resale market. So today, if you are a homeowner and you are intending to upgrade, this potentially would also help you to make quicker decisions on what you should be doing. So why do I say that? Because today, if we are looking at capitalizing on the optimal value and pricing of your current property, then you will want to tap on the current market right now, although it has already eased off a little bit, but the prices generally is still much higher than before. So you may want to take this opportunity to upgrade yourself, unlocking the funds from your current property so that you can move on to the next property accordingly. All right. Of course, for property, we're always looking at a very longer term viability. It's not purely from an investment only, especially if you're looking from HDB angle, but from a private angle, this could be worth to consider, especially in this long-term value proposition for property still remains very strong. The buyers always can leverage the current conditions to secure properties. All right, and likely if you move from HDB to a private property, the property will also likely appreciate over time when the market demand persists. All right, so this is where the strategic planning comes in, and that's how we also work with a lot of homeowners to plan ahead of time in terms of their strategy, in terms of the needs and wants and their timeline. So I believe right now for sellers, okay, so for sellers and upgraders, you can capitalize definitely on this optimal timing. Okay, you can see that the moderate price increase, this is an indicator that the market is stabilizing. So you can actually start moving forward with your plan, even though you may be saying that, oh, if the prices are stabilizing, that means I cannot get the best price in my current unit. Well, it goes the same, right? If the prices are stabilizing, which means you have a better opportunity to purchase the next property, and you will not be in a rapid bubble mode that a lot of people are worried, especially if we are looking at the 2023 and 2024 period. So I will consider a lot of sellers, if let's say today you are looking at it, while the upward trend is still intact, all right, consider making this move. So at least you are able to optimize your current value of your property and move on to the next property with the right strategy and the right search of the right property in terms of pricing. I think this is very important for you. And also because as you are moving forward, as from an upgrade perspective, the risk, okay, there's lesser risk right now of overpaying inflated prices for your next home. Right, back in 2023, there were a lot of 2022 to 2023, there was a lot of hype in terms of pricing because there's a lot of sellers due to the lack of supply. Their prices are inflated, and a lot of homeowners, unfortunately, they have to purchase those property because they need a home. But at this current moment, you may have this advantage, all right? And like we mentioned, properties are to evaluate the long-term benefits, right? It's not only just about the money, the amount of value, but perhaps by you moving to a newer or even a larger property, these are all things that you can factor in, not just talking about current market prices. And once you have considered a right property using the REI method, you could actually anticipate steady appreciation over time. So this so that's what we always advise for both sellers and buyers, to always stay informed, and at least you have some professionals to advise you in terms of the property market, what to plan ahead, how to actually execute it is very important, and timing definitely is a pivotal role to move forward with your own plans. So make sure you get your financing options reviewed, so that you can consult with us. Let us work out your numbers to run through your property assessment as well as your financial assessment to determine is the current market plays a advantage and significant factor when you're planning your next move. Right, so this is definitely something that I want to share with everybody of you. And this is what is happening. So a few key questions that you may want to also ask yourself is that with this moderate pace in terms of the HDB market and the slight adjustment and stabilizing of price growth, would it also create a more sustainable window for more buyers to re-enter the market? All right, so this is one. And today, whether you are sellers or you are upgraders, how can you position today's optimal pricing environment to your advantage in terms of the next property, all right, before the market correction comes in again? We never know, right, whether it's a cooling measure, the kind of arrangements. So you could actually tap on the current situation to your advantage. And of course, thirdly is how will we take a look at from a global macro situation like the interest rate trends affect your decision making, and how the interest rates or even the economy influence the future Singapore property growth. If these three are questions that you are also thinking about for yourself, then I would strongly suggest you to actually continue to follow through the channel, or perhaps even reach out to us that we are able to provide you a personal consult to gain you the clarity that you may be confused about in the marketplace, and also to help you strategize a direction where it makes a lot more sense for you to move forward with your plans currently. All right, so I hope that this comprehensive understanding of the market, be whether it's a HDB to the private or whether you're a buyer or seller, it is good guidance for you. to make an informed decision. All right, so let me know if you need any assistance in this, and we'll be more ready to help you dive into the market as well as timing your next move in this evolving landscape. All right, cheers.